Well, my friends, Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa String Works Man Cave. Still got the tinnitus, very loud. It's almost deafening loud. Very annoying. I did get the Martin guitar finished up this morning, and along with another surprise or two. I don't have a whole lot to show you today or to share with you, so these video clips are very short, so don't blink. Here's the one on the Martin guitar. Well, my friends, I have got the D28 all cleaned up in perfect shape. It's been buffed out, really shiny. The frets look beautiful. The action, I've adjusted it here and adjusted it here. The action turned out to be about 95 on this side and about 80 on that side, and it's barely 16 thousandths or less here. It just plays really good. Made a new deer antler saddle. This is fitting in there so perfectly tight. You couldn't get one to fit any better. So everything turned out just perfect on it. Got the binding all fixed where the binding had come loose, and we fixed it on the back as well. You can see there the back is beautiful. Try to get the sun not glaring on me here, but it's really turned out nice. Very, very nice guitar. The owner should be very proud of it. It's just as good as it gets. Yeah, and the intonation is really, really good on it also. The intonation's like 1 cent off on the worst string, and that's pretty darn good. So, but before I got to work on that Martin guitar, Sue gave me my marching orders. Before I could get started on that Martin guitar, I had to do a honeydew project. Sue was using this knife, and she was using it to break ice, and she broke the tip off of it. It broke off about 1/4 inch of the tip, so it was blunt across there. So what I did was I just ground this off in a very long curve there to make it match up with the cutting edge. Then I sharpened it really sharp. So this knife's up in really good shape. It's probably better than it ever was. But it's a stainless steel type knife, and they don't hold their edge very long, but it's better than a sharp stick in the eye. And I know that for sure because I've had a lot of sharp sticks in my eyes. So, yeah, guarantee you having a sharp knife is better than a sharp stick in your eye. If you don't believe me, try it. And then I was finished in the shop, and so I was excited that I got the guitar done, got the knife fixed, gathered up everything I needed, and was headed back to the house. And then this happened. Disaster has struck yet again. This may not be a disaster, but it could be. See the oil there? Well, that's coming out of that thing. I had it parked over there by the door, and I backed up, and you can see oil here and here. So, bummer dude. It's leaking its oil out pretty fast. So, I don't know if I just didn't get the oil thing tight or something like that, or maybe it's the filter. I don't know, but I'll have to come down and look at that after the vlog. Just can't believe it. I hope it's just something stupid that I did, and it's very, very possible. Yeah, the one thing I do better than anybody is make mistakes. I do that really, really, really good. I think I'm the world's best at that, in fact. Oh, doggone it. It's just so aggravating because everything was going so well with the Polaris Ranger. I have a feeling, I know for sure that it hasn't been leaking long. In fact, where I had it parked all night, there's not a drop of oil there. So as I started down to the shop, I backtracked and trailed the oil trail. And it started leaking just as I went around the house and started down the hill to the shop. So it started leaking there, and it leaked all the way to the shop. So, yeah, I don't know what it is yet. I didn't get under there and look. I have a feeling it might be the oil filter, because that filter, it was designed by a moron where they put that. I'm seriously telling you, I've never seen one tighter against the engine than that one is. You can barely, well, you can't slide a piece of cardboard in there, I don't think, between it. Like, a regular shipping box cardboard. I don't think you can slide that in between it and the motor. It's that tight. So you can't get anything in there to tighten it. You try to tighten it with your fingers. Well, a few years back, I could do that with my fingers. My hands were very strong, and I could do that. But now with the arthritis hurting so bad, I can't get it as tight as I used to get it. So I'm thinking that might be where the problem is. But then again, it could be something stupid like I hurried through, because I was getting close to the end there, and I might not have put the oil plug in tight enough. I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm hoping it's one of those two things. And I'll find out when I get back down there after the vlog. I just can't believe it. Can't win for losing. That's the one thing I know for sure. Oh, well, let's see who's here today and what's going on. Ronald Todd was the first one in. Says, good afternoon from the West Banks of New Jersey. And Joe Cool USA, wishing everyone a pleasant afternoon. Brian Byler, happy Tuesday, everybody. Bill Webb, good afternoon, Jerry and friends. And by the way, regarding all this mechanical stuff, I still got lots to do. I mean, like, I've got the new CV joints, or whatever they're called, for the rear of the Polaris Ranger, so I got to take it apart and put those in. I've got a new muffler for the Massey Ferguson tractor. I got to put that in. Tomorrow, the new Bendix should be here for the dump truck. I got to put that in. And then the dump truck, too, wasn't idling right, so I got to work on that. I've got tracks coming for the Bobcat. It just doesn't quit. Just doesn't quit. It's like it goes in cycles. Like it'll go for 2 or 3 days and have nothing, and then all of a sudden it just dumps, and it won't quit dumping. Let's see. There's Bill Webb again. Let's see. Gino Hitch says, hi, Jerry and friends. Super cold here in Monroe, Ohio today. Yeah, it was 23 here this morning also. Good luck with the firewood. You're going to need it. Are you going to make a video of replacing the tracks on the loader? Probably. I probably will. Ben Boyd, happy Veterans Day to everyone, and thank you, all my fellow service members. Yeah, well, let me just say I second that one for sure. When I saw 11/11 there on my calendar, I thought, yeah, it must be Veterans Day. And sure enough, it is. I should have mentioned that. Bill Rhodes says, good afternoon. Dottie says, hello all. Happy Veterans Day. After we went live, Michael 2X says, hey, Rosenmeister, back at you. Brian Biscup says, good afternoon from Elgin, Illinois. Dottie's praying for everybody. Thank you, Dottie. The more prayers, the better. Let's see. WP8960 says, Veterans Day on November 11th, so Marines have a day to sober up after they celebrated the Marines' birthday on November 10th. Let's see. Hugh O'Connor says, Sue should have used the spike in the display case for ice, not a knife. Yeah. We know. We all know all those things, and we still do all those things anyway. Just like everything's a hammer, I mean, it doesn't matter what you pick up. It's a hammer. Ronald Todd, maybe a good idea to make Sue an ice pick or two instead of using a knife. Yeah. Like I said. And then Dottie's praying there. Let's see. Brad Tomatic says, to all the veterans out there, thank you for your service. Second that one. And let's see. Bill Mumbo says, hi, folks. A bit late. The new fridge was just delivered. Well, I hope it's not a Samsung. I don't know. The refrigerator part of my Samsung is pretty good. It's never really been a problem. But the ice making thing is a time machine. Wavy Gravy, getting lots of buffering this morning on the video feed. Well, that's not good. Ronald Todd says, getting commercials now in the middle of clods. Now, I guess that's good for you. Well, yeah, it sure doesn't hurt anything for me. Let's see. Michael Tuix, will Yolanda be on the play along? Well, I kind of think she will, but I don't have a guarantee yet. So, but I kind of think she'll be here Thursday night. Let's see. Looking for question marks. I don't see too many. This is probably going to be a very short one today. Daddy says it's cold here in South Carolina, 25 this morning. Yeah, it was 23 this morning here, 24 yesterday, 23 today, but it's warmed up a lot today, and it's back up into the 50s. It's supposed to get to 60, I think. Michael Tuix, JR must have got his destructiveness from Mama Rosa Meister. Yeah, well, that's possible. He's a lot more like her in a lot of ways than he is like me in a lot of ways. Though I guess we're similar also. Brian Byler, after playing guitar for years, I thought I could learn to play the piano, but it's not an easy instrument to pick up. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I never worked on pianos. They're just not easy to pick up. And Dottie says, I'm always cold. She's talking to Joe there. Yeah, well, you and Sue are in that same club. I know I've mentioned this before, and I know you think that I got to be exaggerating, but I'm not exaggerating. I promise you, I've seen this more than once. It can be a 95-degree day, like you just cooks you out in the sun, and I'll be sitting under a shade tree. Sue will walk under the shade tree and go like that, like she just cold. It's like, are you kidding me? I mean, I've never seen it. It's just nuts. It's crazy. Bill Mumbo, would it help if I mentioned hide glue? I'm hoping that's what the Polaris Ranger's leaking. Maybe it's got to get rid of it one way or the other. But maybe it's leaking hide glue. Wavy Gravy, did JR's eye problem get resolved? Well, not so much. I mean, they got all of it they could get out, but there's still some in there that they felt like it was so small that it would just dissolve and be fine. But they never did get it all. But he doesn't seem to be having any trouble now, and it's not hurting him or anything, so I think it's all good. Yeah, it's amazing what the human body can absorb, I was splitting wood one time with a wedge, hammer and wedge, and I don't know where it's at now. I know I've got a scar here on one of these arms. I can't remember which one it's on now. I know I feel it from time to, it's on this one. I feel it from time to time. I don't even know if you can see it, but it was right there. Anyway, I was splitting wood with a hammer and wedge. A piece of that steel off that wedge flew up and went right into my arm. Well, I got that piece of steel out, thought everything was good. I don't know, 2 weeks later, I could feel something there and squeezed it a little bit, out popped another piece of steel. So 2 pieces of steel went in my arm there. But it left a kind of a, I don't know, scar or something. You can feel scar tissue or something there. You can feel still kind of a lump. Maybe there's another piece of steel in there for all I know. Doesn't hurt. You can't tell. So I have a feeling it's just scar tissue. Michael 2X says, are you ready for the Turkey Bowl? Well, I don't know if we'll have another Turkey Bowl, although I know they're coming a few days before that, the weekend before Thanksgiving. The boys are coming from Ohio, so we'll celebrate Thanksgiving then when they're here. But I'm not sure I could handle another turkey bowl. I don't know. For some reason, I've aged a lot in the last 2-3 years here. Dottie says, I have the air on in my house, but I have a blanket on me. Just cold all the time. Well, I understand that. This house here, you would not want to live in this house, trust me. The floor is way colder than the rest of the house. The floor just never does heat up. That's why it's so easy to cool this house, because the floor is always cold. Wavy Gravy, have you considered putting some depends on your Polaris? Well, that depends. Let's see. Joe 1BL says, maybe a match for the Polaris. Yeah, match. Well, it's a good machine, you know. If you do stupid things to it, it's going to result in stupid problems. I haven't really, you know, overall, other than, I mean, most of the stuff that's happened to it has been stuff that's fixable. Granted, I didn't know how to fix some of it. Like, I was having trouble for a very long time with the acceleration and the fuel delivery, that whole thing. A long time. But I just didn't understand it. Now I do. Now I feel like I understand it perfectly. And so now I can fix that if that gives me any more trouble. There's really very little on it now that I don't understand. I pretty much understand the whole machine. So to me, it's just as good as a brand new one. In fact, I think it's better because I know how to fix this one. You get a brand new one, and it's just going to give you trouble anyway. Case in point is the Kawasaki Mule. That sucker has spent more time at the dealer than anything I've ever owned. And it's, you know, a very nice machine, except that it goes to the dealer a lot. But now it's out of warranty, so now it's all up to me to fix it. Like the starter on it now, I'm fixing that. In fact, that's another thing. I got a new starter for it also. So whenever I already repaired the starter that's on the Kawasaki Mule. I repaired it, and it's been working fine ever since. But if that goes out again, I've got a brand new one to put on it. And it will go out again. In fact, I'm sure it will, because it was in pretty bad shape when I repaired it. The brushes were pretty wore. Mike Bennett says, Daddy, how's your grandson? Yep. Well, I hope he's doing really good. Wavy Gravy, worst comes to worst, you can always build a display case for the Polaris. Well, we got all the display cases full, so I guess I'd have to build one. No, I don't know. There sure is a lot to do around here. That's all I can tell you. You don't have near as much to do if you live like in an apartment, you know. There's just not near as much to do. Michael 2X, did you ask Emery to sing for us on the Christmas show? No, I did not. I probably should, though. Let's see. There's Dottie making a comment to someone else there. Well, guys, I don't really have anything else, and I don't want to belabor it and just stall here. So I guess I'm going to let that be it for today, and hopefully tomorrow I'll have more of the. By the way, I did, film, of course, this setup on this Martin, and I did a lot more on this Martin too, just, that I think you'll find interesting. And I think I even pointed out one or two little tips that I don't know if I ever pointed out before as I was stringing it up. So it'll be something interesting for you to watch. I should try to get that video out by this weekend, so hopefully that'll happen. I think it's going to be a good video. I really do. Well, anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you so much. If you would click the thumbs up button there, as Bill Mumbo suggests, I'd appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow with something else.